COVID-19 vaccine is one step closer to emergency use authorization. We'll check in with pharmacies to see how it will be distributed.
There's a new way to get around town in Pittsburgh, Kansas. You'll hear what local riders think about the new Bird scooters coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The nation's first COVID-19 vaccine could be days away. This is KOAM News at 10. After hours of discussion, a Food and Drug Administration advisory panel voted to recommend emergency use authorization for the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. Skylar Henry reports from FDA headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland.
The race for a vaccine is in the final stretch.
The benefits of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine outweigh its risks for use in individuals 16 years of age and older.
A group of experts voted to recommend emergency authorization for Pfizer's COVID vaccine.
So we do have a favorable vote.
It's now up to the FDA to give its approval. The commissioner has signaled support even as experts investigate 2 possible allergic reactions to shots in the UK.
We're working very closely with our UK partners to understand what went on with respect to those allergic reactions.
Before voting, the panel gave the public a chance to express concerns.
Given the process for reviewing new products usually takes 6 to 10 months, how could the FDA be as rigorous in weeks this time?
If the FDA gives the green light, vaccinations could begin within days, shattering all records for the speed of the vaccine's development.
As the virus surges across the country, the urgency is rising. The number of daily deaths topping 3,000 for the first time on Wednesday. Hospitals are preparing freezers for when the vaccine arrives.
Personally, I cannot roll up my sleeve fast enough to get this vaccination, and I guess I would urge the community, when it's that time, to do the same.
Shippers have already started delivering kits of equipment like syringes and masks, promising to make the vaccines their highest priority even as the holiday shipping season hits its peak. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
The FDA advisory panel is made up of non-government experts. The FDA itself is expected to follow the committee's advice, but it is not required to do so. Well, now that a COVID-19 vaccine is one step closer to approval, pharmacies are getting ready to put it in the hands of those most vulnerable. CVS and Walgreens both have contracts with the federal and state governments to distribute vaccines to long-term care facilities. CVS says they're hiring more than 10,000 new employees by the end of the year so they can serve the more than 40,000 facilities that have signed up. Walgreens has increased their ability to store the vaccine that requires sub-zero temperatures and are ready to take it to more than 30,000 nursing homes. Here in the Show Me State in Missouri, the Department of Health expects that distribution to start around December 21st. Local hospitals are once again nearing capacity as the pandemic hits the area hard. Freeman Health System has 56 COVID-19 patients, with 11 of them in intensive care. Mercy Hospital in Joplin is currently caring for 57 COVID patients, with 8 being in the ICU. A spokesperson for Mercy Hospital says that number, it looks high, but keep in mind it includes patients they normally wouldn't include in their counts. They just changed how they count those patients, deciding to include patients who are COVID-19 positive but don't have to be isolated. Over in Pittsburgh, Ascension Via Christi is currently caring for 19 patients, and in Oklahoma, between Integris Miami and Integris Grove, there's 18 COVID-19 patients. A spokesperson for Integris says they are nearing capacity at both hospitals. Doug Ketty joining us now with our first look at weather. All that good weather is but a memory now, right?
It's been a very nice week. Our temperatures have slowly warmed up each and every day, but today record high 75 is where we topped out. Started cold at 35, average highs 48. The old record 74 set back in 1996. But of course, changes moving in. Clouds increasing now. Clouds will increase tonight. Look at the rain starting to increase out across central western Kansas down through Oklahoma, the panhandles, Oklahoma and Texas. This is going to head toward us as we work through the overnight hours. Now, temperature is still pretty good, but a cold front's also going to roll through, so that's going to cool us down quite a bit over the next couple days. 50 in the morning, 52 by 9, rain increasing. I think the heaviest, it's not going to be super heavy, but the heaviest between about noon and 2 o'clock, and then starting to roll out by tomorrow evening. Also snow chances. We're going to look at that as well here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks so much. Joplin Police Department arrests 2 people in connection with a deadly fire that happened back on December 4th. The suspects, Tiffany Lukasevich, from Pittsburgh and Elizabeth Baez from Joplin are charged with second-degree murder, first-degree arson, and first-degree domestic assault for the fire on South Pitcher that killed 68-year-old David Crowder and hospitalized 2 women. With so many people working from home, there's an increased need for high-speed internet, right? That's something that in rural areas is already hard to come by. Companies in the area offer high-speed fiber internet, but it's not available everywhere, as many of us know. KOAM is a local company that exclusively offers fiber optic service, and they say the lack of expansion of high-speed internet is due to financial restraints.
There might be a group of 50 homes in a small area, but if it's 10 miles from our nearest fiber, that means we have to construct and build 10 miles of fiber before we can even get to the first house. That's extremely expensive. So to serve 50 houses, it may not make sense to build 10 miles of fiber to serve 50 houses.
Federal funding through the CARES Act was meant to help companies like KOAM lay more fiber optic cable. KOAM says, though, they did not use CARES Act funding because the project would take such a long time. They feared the money would expire before they could actually break ground. President-elect Joe Biden has announced several more nominees to his incoming administration. He's going to take the stage to formally introduce them tomorrow. At the White House, President Trump met with a group of GOP state attorneys generals as he continues his bid to challenge the election results. Natalie Brand reports now from Wilmington, Delaware.
President-elect Joe Biden is officially naming several more cabinet picks. They include 3 who previously served in the Obama administration, with former Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack again nominated for that post, former White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough for Veterans Affairs Secretary, and former UN Ambassador Susan Rice leading the Domestic Policy Council, a role that does not require Senate approval. The president-elect has chosen the House Ways and Means Committee's Chief Trade Counsel Katherine Tai for U.S. Trade Representative, while members of the Congressional Black Caucus are praising the selection of former Chair Ohio Congresswoman Marcia Fudge as HUD Secretary.
There's a lot of talent within the House Democratic Caucus. It's no surprise that several members may be considered for opportunities within the Biden administration.
As the transition speeds ahead, President-elect Biden is also dealing with fallout after his son Hunter Biden revealed he's under a federal tax investigation which began in 2018.
Reaction to the news of the investigation of your son Hunter.
Incoming First Lady Jill Biden ignored questions while assembling care packages for troops overseas with Defense Secretary nominee Lloyd Austin. At the White House, President Trump held a pre-planned private lunch with a group of Republican state attorneys general, including Ken Paxton of Texas. He's filed a lawsuit asking the U.S. Supreme Court to block several states from casting their electoral votes for President-elect Biden on Monday. 17 other state AGs have signed on to that case. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
CBS News has confirmed that more than 100 Republican members of Congress have signed an amicus brief in support of the Texas lawsuit. A group of 23 Democratic state AGs have filed a brief in opposition, calling on the U.S. Supreme Court to reject the case. Still ahead, going to tell you about a new transportation option coming to Pittsburgh. Also, a new art club in Crawford County, Kansas, designed to help children with behavioral health issues. There's a new transportation option over in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Bird scooters have been available to rent for the past 2 weeks. And with today's awesome, excellent warm weather, people were taking advantage of the option. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to some Pitt State students out for a scooter ride to find out what they think.
Pittsburgh residents might be noticing a new fleet of rentable scooters scooting around the city limits.
We kept seeing them parked around town and we're like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. And then I've talked to
friends did it too, and he said it was really fun.
The Bird Company has brought a fleet of 50 electric scooters to town for folks to rent, and City Hall is happy to have them here.
We're not in the habit of restricting businesses, so we're certainly wanting to have have them as a business in Pittsburgh. We also think that it's a transportation option.
Pitt State students and friends McKenna Jennings and Courtney Mine spent part of their Thursday taking advantage of that option.
I like it.
It's fun. It is a lot of fun. It's good to get out and do something, especially in the pandemic.
And speaking of the pandemic, these riders say they don't have any coronavirus concerns over using a scooter that anybody can rent because of Bird's COVID-19 safety measures.
On the app, it tells you that they wipe them down and they clean them, so I feel like it's pretty safe. So
You can always bring your own wipes too and wipe them down before you ride them too if you have concerns.
And speaking of apps, that's exactly how you rent a Bird scooter. The Bird app will tell you where you can find one and charge you 39 cents a minute plus tax to ride them. When riders are done, Bird asks that they leave the scooter in a safe spot where the Bird cleaning team can pick them up.
You can ride for as long as you want. You can indoor ride whenever you want.
And you can just leave them wherever you want to, so that's kind of convenient too. You don't have to take them back to a certain spot or anything.
In Pittsburgh, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
A Bird spokesperson tells KOAM they've been happy with their Pittsburgh debut and also says people looking for an activity that lends itself to social distancing should give their scooters a shot. An official at the Crawford County Mental Health Center created a new art club designed to help children with behavioral health issues. Stephen Humaida is a case manager in the children's program at the center. After recently becoming interested in art, he began researching techniques for mental health treatment. Humaida says the club helps kids develop good behavior.
Kids who struggle to listen, follow directions, just basically focus on something. This artwork that we're doing with the kids has helped them be able to work on skills to be able to focus, concentrate.
The art club members are currently making Christmas ornaments they plan to display over at the mental health building. Doug Hetty is next with a complete look at the forecast. And a bit later on KOAM News at 10, the Joplin boys taking on West Plains in the opening night of the Carthage Boys Invitational.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Thursday for us today. We've had great weather all week long. Plenty of sunshine and our temperatures stepping up each and every day. But today was a little bit different. 75 degrees, record high. The old record of 74 set back in 1996. Great shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Still, we look pretty good, but we do have changes rolling in. Rain works in tomorrow. It turns colder for the weekend. Some of us are going to get some snow on Sunday and also on Tuesday. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog, KOAMnewsnow.com. Look at these highs. Mid-70s across the region, strong southerly wind. We still are on the good side of the cold front, the warmer side of the cold front, so we're still sitting into the mid to upper 50s. That front's going to work through for us tomorrow. I don't think we're going to drop off much tonight, maybe 50 degrees. Sitting at 57 south winds at about 10 to 15. Humidity is at 40%. We do have some clouds increasing. This is ahead of that next storm system. You can see the rain increasing out across central, western Kansas, even some snow, and then down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. This system doesn't have a ton of moisture, but it will start to work in late tonight into tomorrow morning, as we actually have two systems which are going to work through. So that first one through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, if you look out toward Vancouver and Portland, that's our second system that will slide in by the time we head into Sunday. Tonight, just clouds increase. Rain increases late tonight, and then kind of on and off throughout the morning hours tomorrow, especially late morning, early afternoon. That's when we'll see our more persistent rain. You can see a kind of a range in temperatures. The farther west you live, the colder you're going to be. So Yates Center, you only get into the mid-40s. The farther south you live, you'll get into the mid-50s for afternoon highs. Could still see a little bit of drizzle, maybe a random shower tomorrow night. Maybe a little bit of drizzle, random shower into Saturday morning. Most of Saturday is going to be dry. It's just going to be cloudy and cold as we only go into lower 40s for highs. Now, rainfall not extremely excessive, but I think a lot of us will pick up quarter, maybe a half an inch with this system as it pushes through over the next 24 hours. Then more changes. Clouds continue to thicken Saturday night. Now we have the cold air mass. Here comes our next storm system, right on track with the pattern, right when it's supposed to. This is the system that we had right before Halloween, and it tracked exactly like this, where we were on the northern edge. So we'll get snow in here on Sunday, but I don't really expect it to shift north because it didn't shift north last time. So I think it will take the exact same track, which means if you live in our northern counties, you won't really get any snow out of this. If you live in our southern counties, you will. So amounts as of right now, of course, this is Sunday. This is going to be a sharp cutoff. Probably Parsons, Pittsburgh, Lamar will be that northern cutoff. Still some light accumulation through the metro, but I think if you get into our southern counties, Grand Lake down toward Bella Vista, Cassville, Anderson, you can pick up 2 or 3 inches of snow. So something we're going to watch. 56 with rain tomorrow, 42 on Tuesday. Snow showers on Sunday, 36, and then another chance for rain and snow on Tuesday.
And 56 for tonight still seems pretty good. All right.
Yeah, I mean, in the 50s. It's just going to get colder.
Yeah. Doug, thanks as always, man. Yep. Hey, the KOAM Morning Show is looking to help out Santa this Christmas. It's 2020. You know, even Santa needs help. We're asking you to send in your kids' Christmas list and some basic information. And beginning on the 17th, our morning show is going to interview Santa. He's going to read off those lists. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can learn more by going to the morning show page on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com, or on our KOAM News Now mobile app. Still ahead, Carthage boys welcome in Ray Peck for the opening night of the Carthage Boys Invitational. Going to have highlights next.
The Carl Junction girls snapped a 30-game winning streak last week, finishing second to Nix at the CJ Classic. Tonight, Carl Junction hits the floor against Carthage at the Joplin Lady Eagle Classic, aiming to begin a new winning streak. Carthage also off to a good start this year, 4-1 through 5 games. Picking up first quarter, Destiny Berge with the steal. Coast to coast for the bucket and the foul. Bulldogs up 2 after 1. Second quarter now, Tigers trailing. Pass inside to Haley Fullerton. Puts it up and in. Carthage up 1. Fullerton had 25 tonight. Third quarter, Jessa Hilton. Short jumper, she had 10. CJ, though, down 1 at the end of 3. Now, midway through the fourth, Berge with another steal, lays it in. Bulldogs, double-digit lead at that point. Berge posted 28. Less than a minute left to play. Carthage trying to keep it close. Kiana Yates buries the triple. Tigers within 2 at that point, but Carl Junction holds off Carthage tonight. Bulldogs win at 52-51. Well, staying with local tournament action, tonight's the opening night of the Carthage Boys Invitational. The Joplin Eagles are the first local team in action, facing West Plains in the tournament quarterfinals. And Joplin 2-0 coming in, with wins over McDonald County and Pittsburgh. First quarter, always right. Step back 3. Eagles up by 1 after 1. And they really got going in the second. Dante Washington to Dom Simmons. He cans the corner 3. Then Simmons, perfect bounce pass to Joe Jasper for the easy 2. Right before half, look at this finish. Always right, scooping it off the window. 18 at half for Wright. Dominic Simmons, it was a pretty good night for him. Hit 3 threes, finished with 9 points. All right here, going baseline. He added 13. I know we always talk about always right, but I mean, look, the dude had 29 tonight, didn't play most of the fourth quarter. Joplin rolls over West Plains 64-36. After that one, tournament host Carthage on the floor against Ray Peck in the first round. They were shooting it early. Joel Pugh, back-to-back threes to open the game. Then Patrick Carlton, also good from deep. He knocked down 2 threes in the first. Check this out, though. Final seconds of the first, Miles Sutton from like the opposite three-point line. That's pretty good. Carthage down 3 after 1. The second quarter, nice look inside to Caden Cabance. But it's Ray Peck going on to win this one 73-55. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas in action tonight on the road against Lincoln. In the women's game, Gorillas win it 83-76. Tristan Gaig played all 40 minutes, tied a career high with 31 points. As for the men, Pitt State falls 76-55. Martin Votes leads the way with 14. Finally, a pair of Columbus High School seniors signed today to continue their athletics careers in college, and both of them will be staying in Kansas to play at the next level. Dixie Layson signed today to run cross country at Barton Community College. Layson was a state qualifier for the Titans this past season. Cameron Drager is going to Pittsburgh State to join Bob Fornelli in the Gorillas baseball program.
I've been very fortunate to have a lot of opportunities in my life from people that helped me get to this. I can bring some of that small town, grit to Pitt State and really contribute to their baseball team.
Being able to also receive a scholarship is amazing, and then going on again to that level of experience and being able to compete at another school where I can also build those relationships with another team and another coach is amazing.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
We take time now to honor a local veteran, Jeff Sager. The Moran, Kansas native served in the U.S. Air Force, and we are proud to salute Jeff Sager. He is tonight's four-state hero. Okay, call this a Hail Mary pass that didn't go quite as planned. Corrections officers at a prison in Mississippi found all of this contraband this week thrown over a prison fence. Everything from cell phones to marijuana to 7 pounds of barbecue chicken. Some of it was sewn into footballs to help clear the fence. Officials say new technology at the prison alerted guards as to what was going on. They were able to recover the items and get a description of the car used by the smugglers. At least it was barbecue chicken, and Doug Hetty, today was the perfect day to do some barbecuing, right?
Absolutely. Temperatures were fantastic for us today as we went into the mid-70s for highs, but changes moving in. Rain for us tomorrow, cold on Saturday, snow on Sunday, especially our southern counties. We're going to be talking more about that, of course, tomorrow.
All right, Doug, thank you. And thank you for watching. Going to leave you tonight with a look at the Lamar, Missouri Christmas Parade. Have a great rest of the night. We'll see you tomorrow.
If you see news